Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. And so good to be here live. If you can see me, if you can hear me, let me know. Hi. Hi. Thank you. So I can see that we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Yes, we're live on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is the first midweek session for um the month of April, because last week we were at the Teens Easter camp, and trust me, it was mind blowing. So yeah, we have that sales going on my Stella. I don't know if the Easter camp is one of the um programs that you can get, but I I I recommend highly that every parent get that material so that their children can settle in with it. Even if they were there, you need to watch a replay, because we talked about the gifts of the spirit, and then we had mentoring session. It was just amazing. I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Yes, I can see you guys on Instagram. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Honestly speaking, it was mind blowing. I've been getting messages, videos, all sorts of things. Like, I was glad that I was hearing these things when I was celebrating my birthday, not on my burial. Somebody will now come and start saying you were the best mentor to my daughter. The girl will now be saying, "Oh, I missed you." No, 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 no. I heard it live and direct. It was so beautiful. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the shares. Some people did lots of so beautiful. Like, seriously, I am very, very grateful. And I'm gonna start off by sharing my testimony. I shared it yesterday, yeah, on my birthday post, but I'm gonna share it again. My birthday used to be a time of, deep reflection, but reflecting in a complaining way, reflecting in a burdensome way, reflecting in a way, in an unsatisfied way, like, why am I just here? Why am I not doing more? I have always desired to fulfill purpose. I was in purpose, but I was not even aware of it. I just felt like, oh no, it's not enough of that. But yesterday I woke up feeling highly fulfilled. My friend Wendy Luge called me and said, "So how are you feeling?" I said, "For the first time, I feel very fulfilled." Yes. Have I hit all my goals? Have I smashed all my goals? Have I had all my desires met? No, but I feel very fulfilled that I'm right in the center of God's will for my life. I am grateful. I want to thank everybody who has been a part of my journey. Yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. I heard a lot of things that I couldn't even believe. So some of my mentees were saying, "Your wise counsel." So my mentees were like, "You're helping me go through life." Look, I'm grateful. It's not something I take for granted. To be in the process of the making of superstars, generational giants, please, I am very, very grateful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, especially to the parents in the girls' home. You guys did so amazing. Thank you. I'm grateful. Okay, so let's go to our talk for today. Today we're going to be talking about something that is very personal to me. Reading. Reading is something that is so important to the success of every human being. Sometimes we act like we have an option. When I meet teenagers, like, oh, I don't like reading. That statement is not a statement that is supposed to be heard by anybody. Yesterday, somebody still made that statement around me. Yeah, because I don't like reading. I don't get it. It's like saying that because I don't like living healthy. I don't like a good life. I don't like eating. I don't like sleeping. That's how important reading is. So when I see teenagers put themselves in the category of those that don't like reading and they're okay, I'm worried. Worried because I've gone through that part before. You know, I used to read as a child, but I used to read novels, Mills and Boone. I've shared it here before now. The Mills and Boone gang. I used to read romantic novels and all that. Then in secondary school, I I kind of reduced it because when I went to military school, it now became very tough to even read and all that. And that was how I gradually lost my love for reading. When I started to hunger for purpose, the gift of men that God sent to me asked me to go and start with books. Coming to think about it now, after school, and let me ask you, since after school, has anybody read a book? I'm not talking about when you want to go back and do your master's. I'm not talking about when you want to do your certification course. No, self-help books. Like, do we read to grow our mind, not to pass exams, not to get attain a particular status? No. Do we read to grow, to develop ourselves, to even discover ourselves? Do we read? Because that's where it begins. Reading is not an option. Reading is the only thing to do to develop our mind. Mental development begins with reading. So if your children, especially your teenagers, who are only a few years to adulthood, are not reading, you should be worried. You should be worried. Because I'm thinking about it. When teenagers or children don't read, they are easily bullied. Yes, now, because they don't know who they are. You can't know who you are without reading. You cannot fulfill purpose without reading. You cannot evolve without reading. It's not possible. You can't even accomplish what God has asked you to do without reading. Reading is so important that we should be willing to fight with all we have to get our children to read. When I meet teenagers and they're saying, some of them come to Witty Minds. Witty Minds is the bookstore that we run. If you have not been at Witty Minds, if you have not ordered from Witty Minds, not good. Because at Witty Minds, you will see books you cannot resist. Some of them come to the bookstore and they go like, oh, I don't want this one. It doesn't have pictures. Oh, I don't want this one. It's looking boring. It's not colored. I just want only storybooks. At a point, we had to, from the beginning, we weren't stocking books like Dog Diary, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because I just saw it like, what is it? These children, if they don't see Dog Diary, Wimpy Kid, they are not reading. How are these books helping you? They are just entertainment books. Entertainment books will do what they are supposed to do, make you laugh. They are going to, pump your emotions up. That's it. And that's very temporal. Entertainment books are not sustainable. They are not a sustainable source of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, discovery, awareness, evolving. They are not. They just make you feel good at a particular time, and that is it. So it is something that we need to actually wake up to. Excuse me. I hear some parents say things like, "Oh, he doesn't like it. Oh, she doesn't want it. She wouldn't read it. It's a waste of money." What that means is that we have not done our work well, and it is not too late to do this work well. Let's start off this conversation with asking why teenagers would prefer entertainment books or none. Why? Why are they refusing to read? Why are they not interested in reading? Why don't they love to read? Why? What's happening? Number one, we did not introduce it to them early. They always say that it's easier to to burn children as children than to burn crayfish when it has caked, when it has dried up. Easier to burn fresh fish, dry fish, or stocked fish because they're already set in their ways. They have lived a life without books, and you coming to say that they should be reading now is looking like my mom just likes trouble. My father just will not let me be. That's what it's looking like. So you need to understand that if you have not already started, hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me. If you're not already started, you are late. You need to get a different strategy to get your children to read. What's another reason? You are not being intentional about the content of what they read. Do you know that some children just flip through a book? If it doesn't have cartoon characters in it, they are not reading. So you didn't tell them that no, these cartoon books are only one type of book. So there are other types which you have to read as well. If you must grow, if you must know, read other kinds of books. The spiritual books, the self-help books, there are faith-based books, there are religious books, all sorts. You didn't explain to them, so they didn't get it. They now think that they have an option, and that option says that they don't have to read self-help books or personal development books. When you're not intentional about what your children are reading, are they reading history? Are they reading government or governance? Are they reading spiritual books? You're not intentional about that. Then your children are just going to stick to what they know. I've always said that for you to thrive in the world, for you to make real impact, you need to know a little about everything. You need to know a little about everything. This is why some teenagers cannot be bullied. Yes, now, because you want to talk about this, they have an idea. They are not going to look like others. They're not going to look foolish or silly. When the conversation is ongoing, they're going to just be okay because they're used to it. So when I hear parents complain, oh, they're bullying my child in school, and I'm like, what is your child bringing to the table? What is your child? What is your child bringing to the table? If your child is not bringing anything to the table as per their behavior, their relationships, your child will be bullied because people are going to see them like a burden. People are going to see them like stress, easy praise. Yes. What else? When they don't understand that those who don't read are self-sabotaging themselves. Our teenagers just feel like it's an activity. I can choose to like to read or not. That's how they see it. So we need to let them understand that servants will always be at the beck and call of kings. The kings need people to serve them and to be servants. Now, the servants are servants because they do not have, how do I put it? They don't have the capacity to solve problems. Look, the difference between a king and a slave or a servant is ability to solve problems, to think. That is why we need to understand that for your children to stand out in life, they need their brain, not just your money. They need their brains. And how are your brains activated? How is your brain stirred up? How is your mind active? It is through reading. When you read, something jumps at you. When you read, something strikes a chord. When you read, ideas come. That is what reading is all about. Reading is not just you just flip through. After flipping through, you close the book and say, I'm done. No, reading is more than that. Reading is you engaging the mind the mind of the author. Reading is you tapping into the idea bank of the author. Can you imagine your children tapping into different idea banks? Do you think that that child will be normal? No, I don't think so. That child will be outstanding because that child has gleaned on the wisdom of several wise people. It is not something to joke about. Finally, our children are not reading because we're not reading. Very simple. You don't read, they don't see you reading, so they just feel like, okay, if mommy is free, then I'm free too. And then when you come and start talking about reading, they go like, what's she talking about? What is that? So our children need to understand. So what should we do to get our children to read? Should we do? Number one, begin orientation. Begin reorientation. Begin from the beginning. Go back to the foundation because when the foundation is destroyed, the righteous can do nothing. So begin to share the benefits. Communicate it lovingly. Don't come and bring fight. Don't do it quarrelsomely. That's saying you don't know. Before you were born, I was born. That's not what the conversation is about. The conversation is about the benefits of reading. For example, those who know rule over those who don't. So it is important that these children get it from the beginning. Now, look, I am here to equip myself. Reading is like going to higher institution, building capacity to grow. That's what reading is all about. Number two, introduce them to books that are easy to read, easy to understand, and that are not big or voluminous. Some people want their children to start reading, they're giving them books like this, scientific jargons, everything happening at the same time. And then you now say, you're supposed to know now. Didn't I tell them? Can't they see? Can't they learn by observation? Forget about that. It is not enough. Our children need to know why they are reading. Then they need to now check the way they assimilate. And this brings me to my next point. What kind of learners are our children? Are they visual? Are they auditory? Are they kinesthetic? How do they like reading? If they have copybook, excuse me, we had copybook or we just any random tool. No, but children are supposed to know that when you're just starting something, you're stirring yourself up, you're stirring yourself up, you're stirring yourself up. It is not a time to come and bring all sorts of people's books and say, finish it before I come back from work. If this boy, you don't like reading, if this girl. No, that's not how to go about it. We need to go about it with a lot of tact and wisdom. When you bring these books, keep it around. Keep it around. If you want to use podcast, which I know should not be like a fixed system, let's allow the people that do podcasts to actually express themselves without feeling judged. Oh, 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 look at it. Everything is so strong, it's so hard. No. Our children need to imbibe this culture and they have to do it with peace. They have to do it with love. They have to do with commitment, dedication, hard work, discipline. Because when they understand it, they are more likely to do it well. What else are they supposed to do? Are we supposed to do as parents to help our children? Set schedule, set a plan, book reviews, very important. Don't just read and take off. Have you been reading? Yes. What else? Can you tell me about the book? Can you do a slide? Can you share what your learning points were? Let the book reviews let it trigger deep conversations and bring up other issues. We don't know it all. A lot of things are happening, and sometimes you can only get into the heart or the mind of the children when you study. Yes, when you are studying, when you are reading, an idea just pops. What else? Set a time also for family, for the family book club. I've said it over and over again. Allow our children express themselves. One way to express yourself is book review. Put it up, create slides, display it as you are talking, you are explaining, you are showing. These children are going to be moved. All this, they are not moved. I don't know what is happening. It is because you have not gotten some things right. It is because you have not gotten some things right. And many of us are on this table. Yes. When there is no accountability, when there is no feedback, our children are more likely to subtly find their way around it. What else? And finally, get them into cliques, into groups where books are discussed. Let them meet with people that read. I remember at the last camp, yes, let me mention about this camp. Let me mention about this camp. Sorry. The thing Easter camp is not a place for show off. Mm-mm. It is not a place for show off. It is Easter camp, right? No, boot camp. It is not a place for show off. When you come there, you will find people that have so much experience, so much. Teenagers, oh, sorry about that. So when they come to camp, for example, you will hear them, talking about a particular book. You hear them analyzing a particular book. And then I used to notice the faces of those that don't read. They'll be looking lost. They'll be looking like, hey, what is going on here? And before they leave, I notice that some of them go back to, on camp, we ask them to bring books to camp. Yes, oh, this is not a regular camp. We ask them to bring books to camp. Witty Minds comes to camp to display books. So some of them buy. I noticed that during break time, some of them are now flipping through. And over the years, this is the sixth edition. Some parents have shared that since after camp, I don't know what happened there. Oh. My daughter is now showing interest in reading books. Why? Excuse me, she related with like minds. She related with like minds. Let me tell you something about the Teens Easter Camp. The what am I calling it Easter Camp? The Ignite Teens Boot Camp. It is a platform for spiritual growth, mental development, behavioral modification. It is not your regular camp. You will grow spiritually, you must encounter God. Yes. You will change the way you see life. Life skills, you will get it. You will wake up from your slumber when you come to camp. All this, there's nothing like that on camp. It is like a subtle military training. On camp, we will stretch you. We have competitions, we have stuff, we have debate. You must know. You will see your peers, no parents there disturbing you now. So the camp is a very serious um peer mentoring system. You will observe from your peers that people are moving on. Oh, why am I being left behind? I need to move. You will be challenged indirectly and directly. So it is something I want every single one of us to take note of. The things is the Ignite Teens Bootcamp registration officially begins today. And let me say at this point, 100 slots per zone, 100 Abuja, 100 Lagos, 100 Port Harcourt. That means if you are late and there is no more space, you will join us online. Mhm. You join us online, you will miss the opportunity to connect deeply. You will not have a choice but to relate with your peers online. So when I see teenagers very withdrawn, when I see them not willing to or not able to participate in group activities, I just know that there is a gap. Something is wrong, something is missing. What can we do about it? Because we don't have much time. So, yeah, plan to be here. I have so many parents coming in from the UK. Yes, their children are coming on their own. I told them, you don't need to come unless you have to. But these guys, they are old enough. As long as they are above 10, yes, we'll register them properly, as the law says. But you see that camp, they'll come on their own. Those within Nigeria are going to other zones. Lagos coming to Abuja, Abuja going to Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt going to Lagos, so that these children can have the opportunity to travel on their own. These children can have the opportunity to shine their light. These children can have the opportunity to express themselves. That is what the Teens Boot Camp is all about. It's not about you putting them in a lock, putting them in prison so that they'll do well. No, that's not what makes someone do well. So I need you to understand that it is not that camp where they just come and advise them. No, Ignite Bootcamp is not for advice. Ignite Bootcamp is for testing what you have done. It's for stretching you. It's for preparing you. All right, everybody. So you want your children to read books. I'll suggest that they start with my books. Teenagers have said that, oh, Auntie Tima's books are so interesting. Mommy, I just love to read them. It's like she's talking to me. It's like she knows what is going on with me. Of course, I do. I've been told in the secret place. So, yes, this is Maintain Your Wife, Spiritual Intelligence. We're reading it, in the Girls' Hub this month. This is Managing Your Emotions. And we have about 4 more body boundaries. Sorry. The child guide to good body habits and boundaries. We have true friendship. We have which other one? The spiritually intelligent teenager. Now, all these books are highly important and very necessary to or for the introduction of children to books. The Teens Boot Camp has 3 dates, depending on which date you're coming for. Abuja is 26th to 30th. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Yes, 5 days, 26th to 30th August. Lagos is 6th to 10th August. You get that? So Port Harcourt is, let me share the date. Let me share the date. The date to come up in the flyer afterwards. But just know that the first thing to do, the first information you need is to join the info room. It's scrolling, the number is scrolling there. When you join the info room, you will see all the details you need, and then you can now go and seal a slot. Now, if you don't seal a slot and there is no more space, you cannot come. You join online. If you don't seal a slot and you are late, you will pay the late registration of 120k instead of 100. There are so many hacks to it. Just make sure that you seal your slot. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones. Don't let anybody be coming and say, I didn't even hear. I didn't even know. It was when people went to camp and came back that I heard. It's not good. Because many of these children are people that God is going to use to do great and mighty things. Thank you so much, everyone. Any questions? Any questions? No, the camp is for both girls and boys, please. The camp is for both girls and boys. Girls need to relate with boys to know how to do it right. Girls need to relate with boys to know how to do it right. So, yes, the camp is for girls and boys. Any questions you have, don't worry, you're going to put them in the comment. No, you're going to put them on the group. You put them on the group, we're going to answer you. Ignite 2023 was an eye opener. We are already looking forward to 2024. Thank you, Diala's mom. Ignite 2023 was a whole game changer. Like, even for me as commandant, I learned so much. I had beautiful encounters with God. God even showed me, some work that I'm going to be doing at a particular phase in my season in my life. I'm not in that season yet, but I've seen it. I've heard it. So let us be very, very intentional. Now you can book your slots now, seal your slots, and then start paying gradually. You don't have to wait when it's done. I don't have 100k. I don't start paying 20k, 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 20k. You are done. You have 2 children, 40k, 40k. You are done. So this is why we're announcing it now, so that everybody can get ready. Everybody can get ready. The more ready we are, the more ready our children will be. Their encounters, everything will be done and dusted well because of preparedness. So thank you so much, everyone. We're going to be trying to keep this short and sweet so that we just get the main point and move. Don't forget that those who know rule over those who don't know. Those who know, they will rule over those who don't know. Those who have solutions will rule over those who have problems. Yes, now, because I have solution to your problem. What else? This is very, very important. Thank you so much, everybody, for celebrating me. Thank you. I'm so grateful again. I appreciate you and I say, God bless you. I'm going to see you same time, same place next week. Please go and seal your slot immediately. Don't say, "But I came last year, I've already told them 30 man must be there again this year." No, it doesn't count, it doesn't follow. We need to be ready, aptly ready, and surprised. No, highly ready and prepared for the surprises, the good surprises that await them as they read, as they learn, as they know. Very, very important. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, I must say thank you for celebrating me yesterday. I really appreciate it. God bless you all. Bye.